Hi, my name is Rahul and welcome to Huddle Global 2024 in Kerala. But even if you live in Kerala or not, but I'm pretty sure you might know about artificial intelligence, Gen AI, machine learning, neural networks. You might have heard about all these buzzwords. But what do they mean? Are they a hype or is AI actually going to take your jobs? And can you even integrate AI into your business and your daily life? Well, that's what we'll be exploring today. First of all, what is AI? Simply put, AI or artificial intelligence basically is artificial, something that's man-made. Intelligence means something that, you could think of that takes a certain knowledge and uses that.
Guys, also go to Oxygen. Oxygen is actually really good to get smartphones with AI in them and vacuum cleaners and a lot of stuff. You have to go to Oxygen. It's really good. Go to it right now.
Knowledge. So what happens when we combine this? Artificial intelligence, basically a machine being able to think like a human being. That's basically AI. A common example that people take is like self-driving cars and robots. But an example I think that will relate to all of you is YouTube. I'm pretty sure everyone watches YouTube, right? You guys don't watch YouTube? Yes. So in YouTube, you might have noticed that the videos that you see are the videos that you normally prefer to watch, right? That is not a human being picking, okay, he likes AI videos, he likes animation videos. No, that is an AI algorithm seeing your interactions, what videos you like, what videos you normally watch, and suggesting you similar videos. That's really AI, basically doing what human beings do, trying to replicate that. Now, one of the common examples that you all might know, I'm pretty sure, is ChatGPT. That is part of Gen AI. Basically, it's trying to replicate how a human being talks. It generates text, right? It's like talking to a human being. I talk to it every day. So I still do have friends, but I talk to it. And each thing I learn, even about AI and other stuff, is with the help of ChatGPT. Now, is AI another hype? Is it, just another bubble that's going to burst and for some time there's a lot of hype and all that? Well, let's see data. That is an old logo of Nokia. Do you guys even know the new logo of Nokia? I'm pretty sure most of you might not. Why? Because they failed to adopt to new technology. They had their operating software known as Symbian OS. They kind of, didn't want to go with what the rest of the market was using, basically Android. And they were like, no, we want to build our own stuff. But did anyone use it? Do you hear about Symbian OS now? No, because they didn't have a lot of apps you could download and it was fully cluttered. So everyone went with Android. Another example that also might relate to all of you is Yahoo. I'm pretty sure everyone has heard about Yahoo, right? Okay, no one has heard. Okay. but yes, okay, one person knows. But what Yahoo is basically, it did similar things. You could still search for stuff and all, but which one you go to, right? You would go to Google, right? It's much more simple UI. You could just search for stuff and find what you want. Do you want to know about, food when you want to search about AI? No, right? So it's a simple, clean UI, and that's what Google does till now. Or do they? Check it out. So right now, ChatGPT is actually better than Google to search for stuff. While if you go to Google, you have to go through all the links, you have to go there, this link, and if you want to know about me, you have to search on Google, then you have 10, 15 links. But what ChatGPT does, it takes all those links, still gives you the links, but it also gives you a summary. So you don't have to go through the links, it saves you time. Doesn't it relate with the other stuff? Doesn't it relate that Google before had a simple UI? Just like that, ChatGPT has a really simple UI right now. Now, if you guys still don't believe me, I'm not going to say, trust me bro, trust me, this is going to be the next big thing, it's not a hype. Let's look at the data. Okay, so you can see when airlines, automobiles and mobile phones came, slowly it has been declining. It's actually not declining, increasing the number of users that have been using this. So for example, 100 million users have, started using internet in 7 years. For mobile phone, in 14 years, 100 million users started using it. But can you guess how much time ChatGPT took to get 100 million users? It's already there. 2 months. Within 2 months, they gained 100 million users. And that just proves that it's not a hype, that people actually use it. It increases their productivity and it increases the money that they make. Okay, so, okay, cool, that we understand all this, that it's not a hype, cool. But why should I join this? Why does it matter? And is it going to take my job? Well, okay, here is another data. So during the time of computers, everybody said, no, computers are going to take my job. No, it's going to calculate this. It's going to do this. No, no, no. But did it take our jobs? Did it take all of your jobs? No, right? Biggest companies in the world like Google, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, aren't they all computer companies? How many people are they employing day by day? Right? Yeah, there are layoffs, but they're employing much more people than, before there were computers, right? Similar thing is going to happen with AI. In the next 10 years, yes, we are going to lose a lot of jobs. I'm sure about that. But after that, we will gain a lot of jobs because that's what has been happening in the past revolutions, right? Even when computers came, even when the, industrialization was happening, all the times the same thing happened. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen again. Now, what are you going to do this 10 years? Are you going to stay unemployed? No, right? Here's a quote that I really like. AI will not replace you, but someone using AI will. So you have to be that someone. Don't think, oh no, AI is going to replace me. Okay, bye, I'm not going to work. No, you have to be that person who uses AI to replace the other person. Okay, so how do you use AI? Okay, Rahul, you're saying to use AI, cool. But how would I use it? Do you even use AI? Well, I do. From, my content creation, to content creation, to even my studies. I am a normal student after all, right? To even when I go to places and talk about AI, like take sessions regarding AI, I use AI. How? Check this out. So even for my content creation, for all the editing, for scripting, for shooting, for thinking about titles, thumbnails, like every ideation, all the stuff AI helps us do. Because it thinks about how should I create the content, titles, everything. It just simplifies our process. Now, if we go to my studies, I know that, we all have tuition teachers, right? There were classes that we used to take when we were in 9th and 8th grade. I also go. But this tool actually helps me study by a lot. It explains, basically it helps me to, talk about, take my textbook, talk to my textbook. Like the textbook becomes a teacher to me. It generates questions, it generates quizzes, it even, generates, explains concepts for me. It even, visualizes stuff. It creates animations so I'll understand that particular concept. Okay, now another thing that I do is take sessions. So you might be like, okay, Rahul, you take sessions. How do you take sessions? I go there and take sessions with a PPT, like I'm doing now. And I use PowerPoint presentations. Don't we all? How much does creating a PowerPoint take? 2 hours? For me, it does. I take less than 5 minutes to create a presentation because I have the help of AI. And not only that, so you understood how I integrate AI everywhere, right? So I also recently, I guess, kind of became a founder. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I've never, worked with a company. I don't have the knowledge. How do I manage, all these departments? I'm like marketing, developing the product, this, that, with school, with, interviews that I go to, with taking sessions and classes internationally. How do I do this? Well, what do? We use AI. You guys can also answer, by the way. Okay, we use AI here. So normally what we do, think about it as an octopus. Each leg of the octopus, we can cut it off and give it to someone. You're like, okay, do the marketing, do the building of the product, we can give it to someone else. Or we can make these legs shorter. We can make these things happen faster with the help of AI, right? So how do we do that? Okay, Rahul, you're telling you can do this. Yeah, everyone tells. But is it possible? Is there proven facts that this can be done? Well, check the data. McKinsey and PwC, Forbes, they all have released reports talking about how AI increases revenue, productivity growth, and profitability, and how your company will be different from other companies if you use AI. It's based on the facts and researches and surveys. Now, you're like, okay, cool, Rahul, but how do I integrate AI into my business? See, this is how I integrate AI into my business. For example, I had a business idea, right? And I was thinking, how do I monetize this? How will I be different from my competitors? What are some of the risks and challenges that I will have to go through when I, go through with this idea, right? Everyone has those questions. Don't you want to know how to make money with your idea, right? So this AI answered all those questions to me. It told me that I could have a subscription model and all this kind of stuff. You can read it out, but like it's really cool what your AI can do. It literally thinks about the business feasibility of your product. There are a lot of AI tools that could do it. I chose Startup AI because it gives you details on literally anything. Okay, so even if you have a startup, you need to look at your branding, right? AI can help you there too. For example, I was working on a law bot, right? So what is the main thing about having an AI-based law bot? People need to trust it. People need to make sure that it will give you right answers. If we ask it, for example, what is the law to, who is the Prime Minister of India? It can't say Rahul Jonaju is the Prime Minister of India, right? It should be accurate. Even with the laws, it should be accurate, especially in the law or medical field. So we need to give a sense of, feeling that you can trust the product. Well, that's with one of the ways is branding. For example, the color blue means depth, trust, loyalty. And basically, when they see the color blue, they're like, okay, I trust that company. Not like that, but in the subconscious mind, they think. And AI helps you figure out what are the things that you go through. One of the tools that I also like here is Luca AI. Now, another thing that you need to integrate the brand colors to is the business logo. And I use a lot of AI tools, and this is one of my personal favorite. Even for logo generation, I feel it generates pretty good logos too. Now, okay, let's go from this side. Another thing, right, is, so if you heard about my company, Nyaya Sati, what are you going to do now? Go to Google and search, right? Obviously not everyone, but if you want to know about it, so you will need to give a good first impression. Well, for our AI, we used a tool known as Framer. With this, we were able to create our AI with really low code tool, not no code, a low code. So that means I could do anything I want, integrate code, drag and drop, anything. And I was able to create a pretty good website. Okay, so a landing page is done, this much is done, cool. Now what is left? The marketing, right? If people don't know about our company, then what's the use of having the greatest product in the world? Like you might have the product to cure cancer, but if people don't know about it, is there any use? Is there any use? You can be louder. Is there any use? Yes. Okay. Oh, I thought there was use. Okay. But basically, you can see from the landing pages to advertisement videos to, posters for your company. It generates literally everything. Not only that, imagine having, like an AI bot for you that talks in your website, basically about your company and like kind of like a customer service team. Okay, so we covered most of it, right? We covered marketing, we covered this. By the way, there are a lot of tools, but my personal favorite is marketing blocks. Okay, so we covered business, right? We covered business. We know now, I'm not saying you guys know everything, how you will be able to integrate AI into your business, but I think you'll be having a hint, right, for my presentation. Now, you also understood how you can integrate AI into your daily life. It can be any way. You just have to go online and type AI for this, AI for that, AI for time management. You will get it, right? And that's what I did, okay? Now, how is AI being used in our communities? In a lot of ways. For example, in a community, you might have known about the AI camera, right? Basically, it checks the speed of how much, if your car or vehicles are going under this, speed set, the speed limit. If you're going above 80, you will get, like a letter to your house, a fine, I guess. So this basically, you don't need police officers checking if you're going under the speed and all. This AI camera does that. It even checks if you wear seat belts. So AI is also being used in our community. There are other ways, by the way, AI can be used in a community, like the medical field, right? AI can be used in the medical field, defense department, anywhere, right? So AI can be used anywhere. We understood that, from our daily life to businesses, this, that. Even Nyaya Sati, right? We used AI the full way. The bot is AI. So AI can be used anywhere. Okay, so how do you create your own AI, right? I'm pretty sure if you want to dive into the world of AI, you will need to create your own AI. At least, even if you're hiring someone, you will need to know the basic sense. So, I'm going to get a little bit complicated, but I'll try my best to keep it simple, because this needs a whole other presentation by itself. But to create your own AI model, you will need an open source, models out there like Llama, Mistral, and you will need to train it. You can use any way to train it, like RAG, retrieval augmented generation, or fine tuning. You can fine tune it with Unsloth and Llama Factory. I know I'm going too complicated, but I'm just trying to say the names so you'll keep it in your mind. Basically, fine tuning is the way that it will talk to you. For example, it should, my law bot, should it say to a common person that this BNS section 311 coincides with this, that. No. It should be simple, right? For a common person. I don't know what's the meaning of coincide. Okay, I might know that, but I don't know what's the meaning of BNS and all that. It needs to be simple. It needs to be short, right? It should not answer the same way for a lawyer and a common person. Basically, fine tuning is the way we teach the bot how to talk, and the information is we give it is with RAG. Now, with this, there's a lot of other things, that you could do. You can have your database in Hugging Face by using the JSON format, and you can even upload it to GitHub, by the way. But what I'm trying to say is that creating your own AI model might sound really complicated, oh no. But if I can, then anyone can. That's it. Thank you.